Thank you very much. Asante sana. Tunakushukuru sana mtazamaji wetu kwa vile umekuwa mzuri sana, umewacha kazi zako ili tuweze kuwa pamoja nasi. Na siku ya leo nimewaletea mgeni kwa sababu kuna mambo ambayo nataka tusome, kwa sababu imekuwa changamoto kwa watu wengi na wamekuwa wakipitia shida nyingi sana kwa sababu ya kitu ambacho kinaitwa taxes. Na kila mtu anasema ya kwamba ushuru iko juu, hata wengine wakamuita president wetu Zakayo kwa sababu anasema serikali imeongeza ushuru. Na kwa hivyo ningependa tuongee kidogo, tuanze kujielimisha mmoja na mwingine kuhusu tax, tujue what is tax. Na katika studio nimemkaribisha mgeni aje hapa ili aweze kutufundisha kuhusu tax, na is an auditor, is an accountant, rafiki yangu wa kitambo, na ningependa awe na nafasi ya tusalimu ili tuweze kuendelea. Karibu sana.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you very much. Welcome.
Okay, asante sana.
Yes.
Kamau.
Yes.
The viewers.
Yes.
Nataka kumsalimu na karibuni sana.
Yes.
Katika hii show.
Yes, thank you very much. Majina hujawaambia?
Majina yangu naitwa Maina Mbuche,
yes.
John.
Yes.
Maina Mbuche. Niko kwa industry for a long time.
Yes.
Since 1990s. Nimekuwa
yes.
kwa accounting. Na mambo ya taxations na advisory services.
Wow. Thank you very much. Asante sana. He is my role model. Kama vile mnajua wengine wenu, I'm also an accountant by profession. Lakini nikaamua kuja kuwapatia maneno katika media. Najua kwamba tutaweza kubarikiwa sana. Mr. Maina Mbuche.
Yes.
Ningependa kwanza tuangalie venye nchi yetu inaendelea. Unaona economically kama tunaendelea namna gani before tuingie kwa the main topic?
That's a very difficult question.
Yes.
At the moment.
Yes.
But if I look at the science,
yes,
the economy is likely to be one of the best actually in Africa. It was hard, and it is still hard for many people to believe.
Yes.
But if you look at the science and how things are,
yes,
Kenya, if they can be able to stop this issue of corruptions and a lot of negativities, we might be in a better position than ever before.
Yes.
So that's how I look at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the progress is good.
The progress seems good, although
yes.
it's painful.
Yes.
There is that feeling that everybody
yes.
amefikishwa mwisho, lakini kuna ile mwisho you cannot be able to move further.
Yes.
Gone to your corner.
Yes.
So right now the next thing is to wait and see the results, which I think they will be quite good.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Asante sana mtazamaji wetu. Tuko na mtaalamu wa mambo ya taxation na accounting ambaye tungependa kuongea kidogo kuhusu taxes. Na hii swali kuna watu wengi sana wanasema kuhusu taxes. Lakini ukiwauliza what are tax hawajui.
Yes.
Kwanza tukifanya introduction kidogo, what is tax?
Tax kwa in the layman language,
yes,
ni pesa yenye inatolewa kwa serikali. Na tukikosa tutoe jina serikali, tutumie authority.
Yes.
There is that entitlement, we call it obligations, that every Kenyan citizen
yes.
who is above 18
yes.
and has an income
yes.
is obliged to pay tax to their government. That thing is actually taught very well even in the Bible.
Yes.
Those who are in religion,
yes.
Christianity, religion which we understand.
Yes.
I think Matthew 17, verse 23. Yesu aliambia wafuasi wake, then mtege samaki, you get a coin.
Yes, yes,
you
yes.
coin, either wapelekee wale.
Pelekee sisa.
Walipie na mnilipie. So that is actually a simple way of understanding tax from the biblical side. And it means that there is no way any government can be able to operate it or to do the development and all those without taxes. Without, and the people who should actually finance the government is a Kenyan citizen.
Okay.
So once you get 18 years, you are entitled to get the KLI PIN,
yes,
personal identity number. In that number, you'll see automatically, immediately before you receive an obligation called income tax. you are entitled now to be notifying the government whether you had income and no income. So tax is broad. It's so big because there is that word tax, but then you realize out of that tax there are so many others, and people get confused in the middle. Right, there are VAT, there are so many, which we may mention some of them, and they are still coming more because every new government comes with the new measures. They normally change the law, they start to add another tax, and you'll be able to go through them time with time. So that is how I understand taxation. From a layman understanding. There could be other interpretation other people may define it otherwise, but tax is simply money which is supposed to be given to the government
of the day.
Of the day.
Wow, thank you very much. You have just reminded me that Jesus said, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar.
Correct.
So he himself was paying tax. So Christians are supposed to pay tax, or the religious people are obliged.
Actually, everybody
is obliged to pay tax. So whatever you're discussing is also religion. It's not outside what we believe. Because we should be paying taxes to the government so that the government can be able to run. Now I would like us to touch about the types of maybe the types of taxes we have in Kenya, because I know there are so many.
How many taxes, or how many?
Or the main ones. You know, there are those that are mains. Would you just try to explain to us some of the main taxes that you have?
Currently, we can say we have income tax, because income tax is by itself an income tax. Now, income tax is a tax based on an income. So by the end of the day, you are told after you have done your business, you have gotten some income elsewhere, you are supposed to calculate how much you received, and it relates so much with the business. Because if you don't have a business and you have a KRA PIN, then you have no money to pay to the government. So file nil return. That way, say, just come and tell the government. And before we go to that, it's also good to understand: can the government ask you give them money? No, because the government itself has actually institutions. That's why they have mandated Kenya Revenue Authority is an agent to collect money on their behalf, so that they can be able to achieve their development agendas and act their manifestos. So before we talk of the government, because I want to know we leave the government, because the government is a government, and you know who the government actually is, politicians. But you see, there is an institution that governs. The Constitution defines very well what is a government and what should the government do and how to do it. It's actually done in the Constitution, and it is very clear. So now the government has actually mandated another body, a very strong body within the government circle called Kenya Revenue Authority. KRA is the one who is given the mandate to collect money. So they are the agent. They are the main agent of the government when it comes to the collection of taxes. So now Kenya Revenue Authority has also its own framework. They have their way of working and governed by the Constitution and the Acts of Parliament. So KRA will tell you there is income tax. You have asked how many type of taxes we have. When we have another called VAT, value added tax. VAT.
Yes, I hope our listeners are very careful. You can look for a pencil and or a biro and a piece of paper, and please try to follow with what our guest is trying to explain to us. VAT, value added tax.
Value added tax is a bit complicated. So many people are lost in the middle because they don't know what is this tax. It's a tax on income which is above a certain threshold. The threshold of a certain income. We're talking of turnover or sales. So it's a complicated tax, but we need to mention that for a further discussion, because the VAT itself should be a subject by itself. So we should be able to discuss and dig more. How did it come here? How is it working? What are the challenges? Because many people are hearing VAT and they like, quiet. I don't want VAT. This VAT kuna mambo mingi. So that is.
So we shall discuss it as a subject.
Yes,
it's okay.
But inside VAT, that's why I say it's a broad one. You realize there is also withholding tax, because withholding tax is also a type of tax, but a sub one.
Yes.
It's a small element of tax inside another big
type of tax.
And it's an income tax, you realize.
Yes.
Because somebody will ask, what is income tax? Then what is this withholding tax?
Yes.
So there are some small taxes inside the big tax. So VAT has another sub taxes inside.
Yes.
I don't know whether I'll call them some units.
Yes.
Which also include in the VAT.
Yes.
Like withholding tax and instrument taxes. Instrument taxes goes to the income tax, for example. So there are others who need to give a breakdown and analyze this income tax. How does it operate? Who should be inside this one? Who should be in the VAT? So there are that kind of broad aspect.
Yes.
The other one, we have another one which is called rental income.
Rental income.
Rental income in short term is called MLI. There is rental income is also another broad, but not very, because it's the simplest tax actually we have. So it's also part of the taxes, depending on your questions. Because I want to stick strictly to your questions.
Yes.
Here's why we need to be very careful.
Yeah,
we don't confuse ourselves.
Tunaweza deep tuingie mpaka tupote to the main question.
Yes. So there is a rental income.
Yes.
That was enacted, I think, in the last regime. It was not. It was not there before.
Oh, before it was not there.
It was not there before.
So the landlords did not used to pay taxes before.
The landlords used just to pay the whole annual income tax. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think in the regime of the last regime
of Uhuru.
Yes. Jubilee administration came up with it. And that's why I was saying that the issue of taxes is so a bit dynamic. They keep on changing. Another government may come and scrap this one and introduce another one. So
it is on their legal obligation.
Yes. And there is always a reason for every time when you see the parliaments have gone to discuss about a certain tax. They also check the challenges.
Yes.
Which challenges are people talking about? So they meet again and discuss. Like now, under this regime of President Ruto, they have reduced the rate for rental income, which is very good. We don't know the next regime what they will do. So the issue of taxes, it can keep on changing.
Okay, depending with the government.
Yes, either they improve or they adjust or they retain the same. So administration is actually guided by the policy makers in the Kenya Revenue Authority and also the Treasury. They are the people who go and explain about this one, and they come up with a framework either to change, to add, or to adjust.
Yes.
The other type of taxes, we have a capital gain.
Capital gain?
Yeah. Capital gain is another new tax. It was not there.
Yeah, this is new.
But it's for the properties. You see, the real estate business, they're making a lot of money.
Yes.
And sometimes they have not been paying taxes.
Yes.
So I buy a plot at 1 million, I sell it at 5 million. And now the government does not know, KRA does not understand, so they had to put the capital gain.
The capital gain.
So those are still part of taxes.
Okay.
And before even I continue with other few items, I can say everything you see in the whole world, every time you start a business, it's good to know that business is not yours. When we were in school, we used to be asked questions, what are the stakeholders in any organizations? We could also mention the customers, suppliers, the stakeholders, the employees, the neighbors. Because if you start a company here, the neighbors may complain, they need to benefit. We were not mentioning about the government. Every business, anything you do, and I think that thing you need to educate, we need to educate our people. Before you do anything, know there is another shareholder in that business.
Who is the government?
Who is the government. And they normally take that percent.
30%.
30%. Whether it's an individual, whether it's a company, on average, we talk of 30%.
Okay.
You may say that's why I say 30% of corporate tax. No. There are so many other taxes you pay daily or monthly. But if you do the combination of the total amount, because somebody will say, this money I'm getting is my whole profit.
Yes.
That's right.
So it's good. 30% of all the income that we get goes to the government in one way or the other.
In one way or another.
Yes.
So when you see them coming, when you see KRI coming, don't get annoyed. They're coming for their share.
Yes.
Because how can the government put a police station here, make a road here?
Yes.
And they are doing all those facilities for your business to be secured in a good environment. Then you don't want to pay them. So that is a fact. And so all those taxes will come again in future, and we try to understand.
Yes.
Are they correct when they come to ask tax from us?
Okay.
So there are quite a number. There is a digital tax which was also introduced. There is excise price and stamp that we need also to understand. I don't know whether we are noting.
You have talked about digital tax.
Yes, there are those people who are making content. They are musician,
like what we are doing right now.
You need to ask yourself, are you paying tax? Yeah, right. Some of them are very new, but there is always a reason why.
Yes.
Because if you are, like now, let me mention about the digital. They are fighting so much because their contents are being stolen.
Yes.
Many people are going to download, you sing a very beautiful song, then instead of selling, somebody go and do in a cyber and make another music. So you want the government to protect you. Then why can't you also
pay the government so that it can have the machinery to protect?
Yes.
Okay.
And also to give you a better environment to that gift you have.
Yes.
It grows. There are so many measures, so many considerations they are also doing for the youth.
Yes.
And for the artist. And you also need to tell the government, help us. Because if the government does not help you, you'll be doing work, it is somebody else take advantage.
Yes.
So there must be that protection. There are those things that we need to look in a positive way. They are not forcing you to pay them.
Yes.
Just reason before you even complain.
Yes.
We are complaining so much.
Yes.
We are complaining. I've been presenting so many cases in Kenya Revenue Authority.
Yes.
I've been having cases, and sometimes I look at both sides.
Yes.
Kenya have 100% right to ask tax fraud. Why are you getting annoyed?
But me, I'm feeling that I should not pay.
It's one thing we need to understand before we even mix, because I don't know whether I've gone out of the subject. Have I? Am I within or?
You are within.
Okay. I'm not talking on behalf of KRI.
Yes.
And I'm also not talking on behalf of the taxpayer. I'm trying to bring the information here in between.
Yes.
Because even legally you were told, when you did not know, I forgive you. But now that you know, you don't have you say ignorance is not
and not defense.
It's not a defense. That is in law. So the failure of Kenya Revenue Authority is to educate us. Sometimes they use very high terminologies.
Yes.
Sometimes they abuse people. Instead of explaining the taxpayer like a 2-year kid, this is how things work.
They give ambiguous names.
Yeah, very big terminology. Do what?
Yes.
Then you are subjecting to a lot of issues.
Legal processes.
But if they could have been a department of actually educating.
Yes.
People don't fear and they don't hate their government. They will pay taxes.
And even if they use that money well.
Yes.
If maybe they are collecting taxes from us.
Yes.
And we find that they are good roads. They are good hospitals.
Yes.
They are good schools.
Yes.
I think most of the people have no problem.
Yes, they have no problem.
Yes.
So those are the type of taxes.
Yes.
We have import. There are quite a number.
Yes, yes. But I think these are the main that may affect us.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Then, because I know this is just the introduction, we'll be having other session later. Then, who should pay tax? Like somebody will just ask, who should be paying taxes?
that question is funny, but
yes,
I'll put it that everybody should pay tax.
Okay.
When I talk of everybody in courts, I'll take anybody who is above 18 has an income.
Yes.
Because when you reach 18 years, the law says go and correct your ID so that you can have an identity, you can identify your government.
Yes.
The moment you get your ID,
yes,
you become a Kenyan citizen.
Sure.
Immediately, actually, according to the law, you are supposed now to go further and correct Kenya Revenue Authority PIN, another identity that you are bred to the government, when it comes to taxes.
Yes.
So anybody who is above 18 and has an income within a certain threshold, you are supposed to pay taxes.
So those
now threshold, now that
it is illegal.
It's true. And sometimes, it was actually looked at it before, even in the time of Kibaki administration.
Yes.
But now the only way, because it's very difficult to force everybody to pick a KRA PIN. And that word saying illegal, we need also to go back and ask how illegal it is. Can you be prosecuted
because of not having
the PIN? No, I don't know which law can be able to. But literally, it says once you are above 18, you get ID. When you get national ID, you are entitled as a citizen to get the services from the government direct without using your parents.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Now you go further about the KRA. And right now, it's good people to know. Going way forward, there are services you will not be able to access without the PIN. So it's another measure the government is also saying, wamekataa kuchukua PIN ili tusiwapate, so huwezi fungua bank account without KRA PIN. So umeshikwa, isn't it?
Umeshikwa.
I believe even Safaricom, they may be going, you cannot pick a PIN, you cannot pick a line as Safaricom without having PIN.
Yes.
Don't you think they are going?
They are trying to fix everybody to
the for you to choose
system.
Nikai bila hizo vitu zote na
I will chukua PIN.
Because watu wengine wako na vitu mingi but they don't want to take KRA PIN.
Okay.
Wengine wako na KRA zingine ni dormant, zile za kitabu inaitwa legacy. So hawataki iactivate. Now you realize when you are transferring a rand or you are even transferring your car, you need to have a PIN.
Sure.
So almost everybody, it will be almost mandatory.
Yes.
That you cannot get this service without KRA PIN.
Sure.
Because they want to bring the database, they want to enlarge the database for the taxpayer. Everybody, let's all of us go in board. Let's be left with the challenge of asking who should pay and who should not pay. Who is paying and who is not paying. That's the question you have asked. Who should pay?
Who should pay?
Everybody who is above 18 has a KRA PIN, has an income above the threshold which is already set by the Constitution. Because there is that threshold, because there is this thing we call incentive, which is now personal relief.
Yes.
So if I'm getting like 24,000 per month, and it's not under employment, it's not under PSU1, it's an income.
Yes.
You're supposed to do your hesabu by the end of the year. Then here down you find a personal relief. The same, so it will cancel out. So you not pay.
You not pay.
But you have already subjected your return to the
government to KRA.
So you will have no issue.
Okay.
Because if you
they just want to know that you didn't make some money that should be taxed.
Yes.
Yes.
And if you go to that chapter, that verse we have read, I think Matthew.
Yes.
Unajua Yesu aliwaambia mwapelekee mjilipie na mnilipie ili msisumbuane na wao. The question here is
msisumbuane.
He knew.
Yes.
Even right now when you see them knocking your door, si ati anakuja kukunywa chai kwenu ama muongee vizuri. They come in to kusumbua, because that word language kusumbua we need to also interpret. Si kusumbui. It's because
they are entitled to do that.
Yes. And also to mention under that subject of who should pay tax is that sometimes I look at the Kenya Revenue Authority. I sit with their staff sometime and those people are having a lot of challenges. a lot of stress. They are given mandate by the government to collect money so that they can be able to run the budget.
Yes.
And to avoid borrowing.
Yes.
Because this borrowing so much from other countries,
yes,
it has put us in this mess.
Yes.
So you find the KRA commissioner, he wants to help the government.
Yes.
And also want to help the Kenyan people.
Yes.
So he is in the middle.
Yes.
Of crisis. So how do you now look at it?
Yes.
You are given a mandate by the constitution to collect taxes in the right way, because again they are not entitled to collect money from us or from the taxpayers, which is they are not entitled. They must be also keen, and that's why there is issues of disputes.
Yes.
The Kenya Revenue Authority can come and assess you, and I want so people to understand the word assessment. Because if you assess yourself before they assess you, you have no issue with them.
Yes.
But many of us, they are not assessing themselves.
They are waiting until the time they will come to assess you.
And again, when they are assessing themselves, they assess themselves in a funny way. Or they give a dubious accountants or some people to do things. So they skip very fundamental elements in the assessment.
Yes.
So that's when the KRA will come and do an assess. When KRA do assess you, before you get annoyed, ask yourself, how did I assess myself versus how they assess
myself?
So you need to balance. You need to be careful.
So it is very, very good for people to know that we should organize ourselves before they come for us.
Yes.
Yes.
File your return.
Yes.
Pay your taxes in the due time. If you don't have money, file your return. Then wait for... Go and again make an amendment and just pay what, because sometimes by the end of the month you may realize you don't have money.
Yes.
So it's good to assess yourself before.
Yes.
They come to assess you.
Wow. I had another funny question. Should churches pay tax?
It has been a controversial discussion.
Yes.
I am sure there is a time it was in Parliament.
Yes.
And there was a topic even in the circles of administration of taxes,
yes,
whether churches should pay taxes or not. Church is not a profit-making organization. It's good to know that taxes is actually built on profit.
Profit, income.
Yes, and it also, let's not get confused. Income is under income tax.
Yes.
So income tax look at the profit. How much did you make by the end of the year?
What were your profits?
You multiply by that percent.
Yes.
It's similar to what we do directors in the companies. They take the dividends. So when Safaricom make a lot of money, they separate after paying the taxes, they start dividing the dividends to their members.
Yes.
So when you make your hesab or wherever, you're supposed to take that percent.
Yes.
And quickly give it to the government. I made a profit of 100,000. Give KRA that
30,000.
They will not bother with your 70,000.
Yes.
So now the issue of the church is not a profit-making organization. Eventually, even when you are registering a church, they know, because there are so many types of organization. There is a business.
Yes.
Business, actually, the objective of business is to make profit.
Yes.
The objective of church is not to make a profit.
Yes.
It's not a profit-making organization, so they are not subjected to pay taxes, but they are subjected to file. Because the church get a PIN. If you look at the PIN of a church, it's exactly like the other PINs of the business, but under here column of the obligation, they have an obligation of income tax. Resident.
Yes.
Resident or non-resident.
Yes.
Whether resident or not, it means already you have. That obligation is not a must you pay, but it means you file.
Yes.
File your return, explain yourself. It's like, explain yourself.
Who you are, what you are doing.
What do we do?
Then
but they're not expected to pay. But you see again, there was the issue of the temple tax.
Yes.
Jesus said, we are not supposed to pay, but since mtasubwana wao, you just pay them.
Yes.
So that's regarding the church issue.
There are some churches which has some investments.
Good. Now that's where I was coming.
Yes.
A church get their money from offerings and tithes and donations.
Yes.
isn't it? How do you use your time and offer? In most cases, they do projects.
Yes.
So when you do a project, so that is how you are going.
Yes.
The issue of investments.
Yes.
You have started a school.
Yes.
You have started a hospital. You have started other activities.
Yes.
Under the church, the umbrella of the church.
Yes.
Then you are supposed to pay tax, because when you are filing, you are explaining. So those churches which are very good auditors and accountants, the accountant and the auditors will go to the law according to the law and advise.
Yes. This
one was not supposed to be taxed, but under this, because you're supposed to make as units,
sub-units.
Yeah, that we have this church, we have a school, we have rental. There are those which have even invested. There are those which have even bought shares and all kind of stuff.
Yes.
Then you're supposed to pay tax on them.
Yes.
Another tax that church should do pay is you're supposed to pay as you want for your staff.
Yes.
You have a church, you have an administrator, you have a pastor, there are those things that happen. Those people are the salaries.
Yes.
If you are within the threshold, you're supposed to pay taxes to the government.
Yes.
According to me, that's the only thing I believe church should be.
Wow. I think we should stop there. We have done the introduction of taxation.
Yes.
And maybe, God willing, we shall be having these shows every now and then, maybe once per week.
Yes.
I know we have a lot of feedback and reactions, and people will be asking questions.
Yes.
We shall be giving them your number, so that if they can get you directly or they can use through us, then we shall give this information to you. I don't know whether you have some summarizing words.
The only summarizing issue, maybe the last words to say is, if we support our government,
yes,
if we support the administration which is there,
yes,
we may not currently enjoy, but our generation will enjoy.
Okay.
So we need to have a better Kenya. So let people pay taxes.
Yes.
Let the people learn to understand.
Yes.
That when they are being asked to file their returns, it's not a crime.
Yes.
It's not. It's good to be obedient.
Yes.
I think those are the words that maybe we can finish now. Maybe we talk more.
Wow. Thank you very much. Tulikuwa na Maina Mbuche ambaye alikuwa ametutembelea katika